Nature isn't as quiet as you think it is. It is loud, so incredibly loud, but not in the way you're familiar with. Not with the growls and snarls of animals, the sound of the wind whirling, or even the waves crashing upon the sand. It speaks and it sings in every little breath and movement. When the stars twinkle, it's music. The knot in a tree, a single message of the trunk's thoughts and memories. Every ocean current, a murmur of the path it has yet to take. And all of these small intricacies of the world press upon me, willing me to lend my ears to their thoughts and desires, their life and their future. It's overwhelming. And yet, if I had to turn my back on the song that follows my every step, that rocks me to sleep as I slumber beneath the night sky, only emptiness awaits. I'd be falling back into a hollow life, straining for something that is always just beyond my reach. And so I'm here, blooming with the melody that grows every day, continuing to listen to the song that guides me until I'm able to play along. And one day, I'll compose my own aria to sing amongst the stars.
There is a great war emerging, a war between righteousness and evil, the light and the darkness, between the truth and the lies. As this great war wages right beneath the surface, it threatens to drown whom it touches. The war for my soul threatens to tear me apart. The truth of the great Triton protector has shown me the lies of a false god who deceived my tribe, the Nalos. Now they remain manipulated by the lies and isolated from the other Tritons. Within my body, the light of Prasanna ignites a great flame, but I have been touched by the darkness of the Shadowfell. The divine light and the shadows have given me the blessings to use my powers to help and defend the individuals of this world. May my mind, heart, and soul be filled with righteousness and not fully engulfed in the evils that have influenced my people. May I have the strength to face my indiscretions of my past and save the Nalos from certain death. May I find balance through this war, to use my love and the pain that I have endured to protect the very people that mean the world to me. For my new tribe, my new family. This war remains, but I will fight it gladly until I become one with the protector of the infinite seas, Proximus.
Hey! Hi! I don't have time for this. No offense, very busy. Hand me that red flask. The one on the left. Your other left. Oh, it's Winnie, sea scavenger extraordinaire. Shouldn't she be scavenging? Yes, I should. But no, there's things out there. Star things. Powerful things. World-changing things that need to be investigated. There's something... Jeffrey, don't eat that. Something I know I knew. There's so much I don't remember. Don't know. I have to relearn it. But how? So, I'm here, experimenting. Trying not to set the ship on fire. I don't even know what I'm looking for, exactly. Can a star be created? Can you get close to making a star? How do you reverse engineer the biggest magical object you've ever come across when you don't even have it anymore? See, I'm really good at the questions, but all I'm finding so far are more of them and no answers. Well, and a potion that makes you, like, really strong, but that's not what I wanted. Hey, do you... No, Jeffrey, don't eat that!
If freedom was what I was searching for, I found it in the crumbled remains of a statue. I found it in the sails of a stolen warship. I found it in a spark. Or a flame, rather. But I know it's not real. The shadows that wither and watch at night remind me of that. Each soul that I've marked in order to protect others reminds me. It all reminds me that I wasn't strong enough to stand on my own. I couldn't escape without selling my soul to an even worse evil. Or what was left of my soul anyways. It wants to consume all it can. All the power that Omaris has to offer, all the life that it can take. I can't let it take any more than it already has, any more than I've already given. I will not be the reason that this world ends. Come hell or high water, this can only end one way. Because I have too much to lose if it doesn't. I can't lose it all again. I won't lose it all again. Not this time, you fickle fit bastards.
Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
Ahoy and welcome to Horizon's Call, everybody. I am Derek Sword. I'm very excited to have you all here. I use he, him pronouns. I am your GM for this game. I'm your guiding compass as we navigate these treacherous seas of Damaris, the homebrew world for this game. I'm joined by these very lovely people, as always. We unfortunately don't have LD guesting anymore. The very intoxicating Fia has flown off to mysterious other places, and we will address that in game. But again, thank you to LD for joining us for as long as she did. I'm going to have these people say a little bit about themselves, where you can find more of them. But first, I want to encourage you that if you are able to support this cast, this crew in any way, please consider doing so through tips to our Pally. Pally.gg is a great way that you can tip this cast and crew. Anything you give gets evenly distributed based on the fucking computer math that Pally does. It's great. If I could pay somebody to do math for me for the rest of my life, I would, but I'm also poor. Maybe that has something to do with the math problem. But if you give through Pally, you can also impact this game based on how much you are able to. You can give crits, advantages. You can also make things a little more complicated, like giving a black spot. And if you do that, we balance out the karma by also forcing me to sing a sea shanty. So keep that in mind as well. Other things, just to throw out real quick, this is the last day to apply to the 6 games, 3 different applications, 6 different games that we are closing down at 10 p.m. Pacific tonight. We're closing down those applications. So if you want to play in a 12-week Humblewood game, if you want to play in a one-shot of Scooby-Doo D&D called A Night of Fright, actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, Lycanthropes, Sunken, or Drama Llamas, you can apply to all of those through any of our social media. It should be the pinned tweet on Twitter. It should be a recent tweet, a recent post on Blue Sky. It's a recent post on Instagram. You can find all of the forms there. Like I said, 3 different forms for 6 different games. Throw your hat out there, you know? It doesn't hurt. We've had some great folks apply already, and if we're looking for great folks like you as well. So it doesn't hurt to throw your name out there. I think that's it for right now for show stuff. We'll get to the rest of the show stuff at the very end and not bog down the beginning. But yeah, I'm going to have these people, like I said, go around. So, Mare, tell us a little bit about your lovely self.
As you were talking about all the games, I'm just still laughing at, like, we got lycanthropes, we've got cannibals, we got nautical horror, and then we have drama llamas.
We have llamas. Reality star llamas.
It's just so funny to me. Anyway, hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. I play your amazing centaur, rogue, druid, Acacia, who does not like their location at the moment.
Also, please apply for my sunken game so I can consensually kill you.
Yeah, that's absolutely one way to put it. Absolutely. Next up, Eva.
Hi, hello, I am Eva. My pronouns are she, her, and today I am playing your alchemical sea elf artificer Winnie, who also uses she, her. Yeah, you could also apply to be in my Drama Llamas game, although the timing is a little weird. So.
It is, you know, if you're in any European time zones, it is accommodating towards that. So consider
Yes.
that. Or if you happen to be a night worker in the US, it is also great for that as well. Thank you, Eva. Next up, Mikyl.
Hi, fam. I'm Mikyl. He, him pronouns. I'm playing Proximus, your Triton Shadow Sorcerer Paladin. Here to just have a good time.
Always. Yeah, definitely had a good time last time. We're not going to talk about that. As always, a special thank you to Mikyl for the character art that you see on this screen, as well as additional character art that you don't. Mikyl is phenomenal in sharing his fantastic talents with us. And last but absolutely not least, Kaila.
Hi, hello, I'm Kaila, she, her pronouns. I play our Siren Warlock for now, Scarlet Shores, who also uses she, her pronouns.
Fantastic. And hey, Kaila, while you're talking, I think you have a recap for us.
I do have a recap. It's going to be short and sweet. I forgot I was doing a recap, and my week
You got this.
My week
You
got
got
real
this.
busy out of nowhere.
Go for it.
All right, so last session, we welcomed back our Captain Scarlet Shores, who had been missing for a week. She had been found by her crew and her first mate and was reunited with the party at the tail end of what she can only assume was an epic battle. She walked in to find the Stormcaller looking pretty rough. And as Fiath made the last strike on the Stormcaller, they heard out in their brains really uneasy feeling prophecies seeming things. Each of us had our own. We don't need to rehash that. We don't need to hear it again. It was bad enough the first time. At the conclusion of the battle, the Storm King came back as what we can only assume to be a ghost before he transitioned into a part of the storm, as they do when they pass. He was going to lead his people until they could lead themselves as a ghost. That's okay. It's October-ish. It's Halloween season. It's October adjacent.
It was the best option, to be honest.
Let's be real. That's best option. I had never met the guy, but, you know, Acacia and Proximus seemed to be gung-ho about that one. After that, we decided to take Winnie's lead and yeet off of this island, off of this place. It was the best option. We didn't go out the window, though. Didn't go out the window this time. When we finally made it back to the Redemption, there was a group hug that probably lasted just a little bit too long. But we were all together again, and it was a good feeling. Until Sirens came on board. In particular, one with purple hair, who introduced herself as Seraphina, Scarlet's mom. Lo and behold, your little murder mermaid was not just off being kidnapped. Scarlet was finding her family while she had been taken. With this joyous discovery, there was a fancy dinner planned, thanks to Honey, where we were all able to sit around and chat and ask questions. Fiat told a wonderful story on how the Sirens and the Harpies are cousins. And then we decided to make our way to Red Tide Rock. And everyone, welcome to Scarlet's origin.
Fantastic. Go ahead and enjoy that lovely inspiration.
Wait, before I'm done.
Uh-huh.
Before I'm done, I promise, Mikyl. There was some ogling from Scarlet because she was seeing Proximus have not actual relations, but This is not sounding any better for Scarlet.
Use your imagination.
Just happy to see Proximus happy, okay?
We had a little fade to black.
This is Midge.
Speaking of, as I think even Proximus fades to black a little bit. Proximus, you awaken on top of Red Tide Rock, this spire of red sedimentary, almost like sandstone in a way, because it's very crumbly. It breaks off. It's what colors the tide around you. As you wake up in this 10-foot top of this spire, having flown up there with your companion Fia, she is nowhere to be found. A single black feather left for you in this storm, as she has likely flown off to places unknown, mysteries that await. A harbinger is never long for any place. We find you all pretty much where we left off last time. Scarlet with her parents, her mother and father. Her father being a regular old merfolk, not a siren, but beneath the water, they all kind of blend in together a little bit. Keisha still on the ship's a little wary of her current surroundings. Sirens, talk of caverns. Still, open ocean awaits in an area that the bottom of where you are is just covered, what Winnie has discovered, in hundreds of sunken ships of all variety of types of ships, built from several different types of cultures that all seem to have culminated here, whether by intent or accident. We're not long for this Sea of Eternal Tempest. You kind of are picking up a little bit that you might not have even been able to get here were it not for the siren escort that brought you in, that perhaps their magic is what calms the storms for you or guided you to a place that would not be otherwise found. So Winnie went off exploring, and that's where we pick up. So what are you all up to? It is probably about early morning by the time that you all are getting into this this location, this new location. Would you all like to explore? Would you like to chat with folks? What's on the agenda?
Someone else go first. I'm preparing spells.
I guess Proximus, having woken up alone, where would you like to head off to, or would you just like to sit and contemplate? You do have an amazing view where you are, because you do get to look out in all directions, and there is nothing but stormy sea in every direction, which can be beautiful in its own way.
Well, Proximus takes out like a small dagger that he has, enchants it with his divine smite, and burns etchings into the rock in which he slept. A drawing of a beautiful raven holding a fish in its claws, where the water meets the sea. He gets dressed slowly, just enjoying, the scenery, and being alone for the first time in a long time. He kind of misses it a little bit,
Absolutely. And yeah, there's a serenity, there's a quiet to all of this, and even in constant rain, it's there's the concept of you can only get so wet from something, so it might even seem like being beneath the ocean at a certain way. I saw that face, Kaila. Winnie, what are you up to? You went diving in search of something. What are you in search of?
Oh gosh. Well, Winnie is looking for new friends. She and little Jeffrey. She wants to see what's around. She's never been here before. It's basically like a place kind of out of, not myth, but like, you know, she never thought she'd ever get to go here. So she wants to explore within reason. Like, she's not gonna cross any fences that say like danger, don't cross, metaphorically speaking. I think either Seraphina or Scarlet had mentioned the shipwrecks, so she'd like to poke around those. And she's gonna keep an eye out for little sparkly rocks.
Okay. So, being in a stormy area, especially beneath the waves, it can be darker. And yet, Winnie, when you go beneath the waves, you can see that there is different forms of bioluminescence that are being utilized by the sirens. Different pinks and blues and greens that all just light up like little lanterns all over the place. And whether they're coming from algae or from shells, they've taken a variety of different flora and fauna and are utilizing those. And you would look and see a community that is, I would say, much different than Fall Lamaril. Fall Lamaril is meant for bipedal individuals who are amphibious. You know, they have or at least buildings that are above the water, buildings that are below for folks that can swim and walk. But for sirens, who in their, if you want to consider it their most natural form, don't have legs. They can, but not in the way that like sea elves have, you know, can swim and whatever, walk at the same time. So most everything is beneath the water. And again, you would see that Red Tide Rock just expands outwards like an iceberg. It's so much larger beneath the waves than it is above, and there are several pretty wide openings that you can see tunnels, you can see just movement everywhere. There are hundreds of beings around you, all of these, half fish, half humanoid individuals. And beneath you are, again, hundreds, perhaps thousands of shipwrecks, all different types, but they're not just, I don't want to say that they're just like detritus that is just lying around. They have been formed in certain ways. They've been reclaimed as homes, as what I say, domiciles for some, storage even, some just for the pretty things that are inside of them. And there's sirens, there's merfolk around. There's not really much of anybody else, and the merfolk are few and far between. For the most part, you just see sirens. But there are young ones, older ones, variety of these, pastel and vibrant hair colors, and tails as well. Did I miss anything that you were looking for? Shiny things on the bottom? That there is plenty of. Again, ships have spilled their proverbial guts all over the bottom of the ocean, and as you see glinting things down there, when you start to realize as you swim down towards them, some of that glint is just gold pieces that are dispersed through the sand. There are precious gems, there's sea glass, there's everything that would have been tossed out of the innards of a ship and just has mixed in with the sediment on the sea floor around you.
Winnie's gonna make a mental note of that. It seems probably kind of rude to just like pick things up without asking, because maybe it's like a wishing well, who knows. Probably not, but still. So she's going to keep an eye out for more, at the moment, natural rock,
Sure.
like quartz or something that's like, or geode or something. Geodes, how they're just laying around the seafloor.
Just everywhere. Yeah.
Just lousy.
Quartz is absolutely being used in a way to make the natural bioluminescence kind of emanate it outwards more, almost like it to refract it outwards. So some quartz stone has been used for that, as well as just like reclaimed glass. The other thing I want to mention was there is just ambient song all around you. You can't necessarily tell that there's anybody singing around you, and yet there just is this ambient music at all times. And you also see a lot of porpoises, a variety of different types of whales that all seem to be like, even their whale song is melodious with this song that you can hear. And you can see that some people are like riding along the whales. They have little harnesses that they can hold on to, and then some of the whales are just out and about. But there's no like corralling. There's not like a whale petting zoo or anything like that.
And I'll just like wave at people like in a neighborly fashion, like I'm supposed to be here. As I just sort of scout around, get a lay of the land. And if you think Winnie is going to just like yoink a quartz refractory, that's not what that word means, but refracting globe thing, no, she'll probably wait until she finds like a chunk that's like unfinished and like, you know.
Okay. Well, go ahead, and if you're looking for something specific, go ahead and roll me for investigation, survival even, I could see for this.
Sure. I'll do survival. Why not? 13.
Okay. Yeah, you're swimming along for some time. I would say that you'd be able to find a spot where, again, there's a lot of sand. You're kind of like digging your hand in. There's gold pieces, there's rubies. That's not what you're looking for. Ooh, a diamond now. Oh, quartz. Yeah, and you would find a sizable,
well,
like.
Let's not be too hasty about the diamond.
Okay.
Is there anyone around?
I mean, ambiently, sort of. There's nobody like super nearby.
I love it when people are ambiently around.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're both recovering from COVID. Don't give me shit about the words I used this week. I'm trying to be as colorful with my language as possible, as my brain is also just thoroughly fogged.
Yeah. If there's someone like within range, I would just be like, hey, excuse me. Hi, my name's Winnie. I'm new here. Just visiting. I have a quick question about your seafloor. I am looking for like quartz or whatever, which I think you said I also found, so I'm gonna hold that up.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to like I don't want to disturb things if they're here for like a purpose or a cultural reason or a superstitious or religious reason. So I was just wondering like about the stuff on the floor. Is it okay if I borrow it indefinitely?
You've summoned over a teal-haired siren that swims over, and she kind of furrows her brow a little bit when you're talking about the stuff on the seafloor. You mean the trash?
Yeah, I mean like.
You can have the trash if you want. We don't need any. It's on the floor.
Okay, I mean, that would stand to reason, but also I didn't want to, presume. This is your home, and if someone came into my home and just started, like, digging around, that seems kind of rude, so I figured it was worth asking. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, and you're here, this is your home, too.
That's
we all
awfully
take
nice
care of the same. Well, you're here, so we all take care of the same home. So, yes, you're welcome to any of the trash that's on the ground. If you find food, eat the food. Just make sure that everyone else around you also has food. And
very good philosophy. I don't know if anyone's ever welcomed me to their trash before. Maybe I should ask more.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And you.
Winnie is going to pocket that diamond also then. Because I'm paranoid.
Before she leaves, she does just like kind of, it's not blowing a kiss, but there's like almost a vibration that comes through the water out of her mouth. She kind of almost like whistles at you, and you have guidance cast on you.
That's ever so nice.
It's just polite.
Little Jeffrey's gonna do like a little wave.
She waves and goes swimming off. Acacia, what are we up to topside?
How much time is this in the downtime where I have stuff to do?
I mean, you've been at sea for, what did I say, like probably 5 days, and you've been here for, we could say, a couple hours if you wanted.
I think I'm just keeping to myself and not really doing much. If Winnie was started to work on my little star thingy, so just to be productive, I'll probably go down into her her workshop and just work on that. If anything, just the design portion, adding to that so she knows what it looks like or what I would like it to look like. But not doing actual work on it because that's not my area of expertise.
Help yourself to some mayonnaise.
No.
All right. Yes. Help yourself to the unrefrigerated mayonnaise in Winnie's dungeon. Scarlet.
To be fair, does it need to be refrigerated? Because if they're eggs and they're not U.S. eggs, because everyone else leaves their eggs out on the counter.
No, there's no eggs.
It's just oil. There's What I'm trying to get at is, does the mayo actually need to be refrigerated? Yeah. Considering its parts don't have to be.
No, so that's a good question. Like, what temperature does it come out of the alchemy jug?
Mikyl, your face.
We're moving on to Scarlet.
That
Scarlet
hurt my soul in so many ways.
Don't worry, the next time
what
when
are
he's
you
making
up to?
potions, I'm gonna ask if potions are soup.
Hot mayonnaise.
Yes. Potions or soup.
I assume the last time that Marcus was down here, it was pretty rushed to get gone.
Yeah, I would think that when Marcus first arrived, there was probably a more militant, I would say, welcoming to a pirate ship coming out of nowhere. I think that Cross's Mercy was likely boarded.
Oh,
and,
I'm sure Scarlet was probably just like, that's my goddamn ship.
Yeah, I think Scarlet was just able to save her crew from a rather nasty end, as, people who just find it by accident don't last very long, especially if they're coming in a pirate ship that's loaded for bear, and your ship is very well armed. So, yeah, I think that Marcus had a quick meeting, but then, was mostly trying to retrieve you as the rest of your party had rightfully gotten themselves neck deep into another problem. But yes, no, he is beneath the waves with you, with his helm of underwater action. Even so, there's sort of like an ambient bubbling around him. Like there's not steam, but he's just slightly simmering the water around him with the heat that he gives off. And it has, it's not like drowned out the flame behind his eyes, but there's like, a dimming of the brightness to it.
I don't stay down here long, got it.
He's not gonna die.
Yet. I feel like there's always a yet when you say that to an NPC.
He's not gonna die from being underwater.
Just whenever you say that about an NPC, I'm just yet? Is there a yet, Derek?
The world is cruel.
So now that we are not in haste of getting to party and helping people, there's time to introduce Marcus to people, show him the place that Scarlet had been for a week.
Definitely. Okay. So, anywhere in particular you would like to head?
Not in particular. Definitely, probably less busy areas.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah, you can
try
absolutely
traffic.
show where, on the far side around the rock, you could even pass through the caverns as well. But you can see where the sirens have made just these sprawling farms, gardens of sort, to cultivate underwater flora, food. They have little fish farms that they have made as well, just to make sure that they don't constantly have to hunt. As you go about, you see numerous sirens, much as Winnie did, and you come to notice the garb that they wear. A lot of it's reclaimed cloth, reclaimed, leather, that they have incorporated aspects of sea life. Very Little Mermaid, and the fact that there's like shells that are built in, or bits of crustacean shell as well. And you even see some that wear the trash that Winnie had noticed before, where they wear belts or sashes made of strapped together gold coins, or just little gems and jewels. Something that you would know is immense shows of wealth that to them are just sparkly shiny, that look nice when they glint off of the bioluminescence. And it's a very beautiful area because, again, there's this ambient light everywhere, this song everywhere. It is a sensory kind of orchestra. It is a performance at all times around you, almost unintentional.
Question. When Scarlet left Red Tide Rock to go toward the Storm Giant,
Mm-hmm.
did she feel the presence back in her brain that she hadn't felt while she was at Red Tide?
It kind of like, it's like when you can feel a migraine coming on, where it doesn't all hit at once, but it kind of like grows back. I think by the time that you hit the Storm Giants, that pressure was back, and you can kind of feel that wriggling of sorts.
But now being back at Red Tide Rock, it is dispersed again.
It is dispersed again.
Cool. We'll notice that Scarlet is very much at ease. Just not having the pressure and the presence in the back of your brain. It kind of lets you drop walls. She is humming, she is swimming around. She is wholeheartedly just enjoying existing.
And Marcus is doing his best to keep up swimming with you.
Should have found some flippers.
Yeah, I mean, even with the helm of underwater action, he can move as fast as he can normally on land. But even though you have an extra 10 feet of movement, there's no way he's going to get as fast as you. You seem happier now that you're here. Is this what you always imagined home was going to be like?
I never allowed myself to imagine a home. So this is exceeding all expectations that I originally had. My home was the prison of Black Fen. Then it was the redemption. Now it is Cross's mercy. But I don't think I would necessarily call here home. But it is nice to not have to worry about anything.
Yes, I suppose that's fair. Still, you have so much than you thought you did before. You have family, you have a people.
It's not always a good thing. When we leave here, I don't know if we will ever be back.
I know that there's a certain proclivity towards pessimism, especially for people who sail like us, and yet I think hope is the only way that you can sail. And even if we never are back, I think that the important thing is that we were here in the first place. Not to say that you're wrong, but to say that
We survived
I'm-
going to Red Tide Rock. You add it to
I'm
your
just-
pirate banister.
Oh, I'm very aware not to tell anyone about this.
Oh no, please
Apparently-
do. It'll boost all of our reputations.
Um,
We don't tell them where we went. Just that
I've
we
already had
survived.
sirens break in while I was sleeping once. I kept my throat that time.
Can't guarantee a second time, apparently.
Exactly. No, what I'm saying is that I'm happy for you. Even if you're not going to be happy for yourself.
I don't think I know how, but I think this is definitely a step in the right direction.
You learn new things all the time. I have
Sure.
faith in you.
Makes one of us.
Well, now that we are in your begrudgingly new home, is there anywhere you'd like to explore?
We'd like to see the gardens.
That's what we'll do. Okay. Day goes on. All of you, most of you, exploring around. Anybody doing anything besides what they had previously mentioned? I don't want to necessarily step on anybody's toes, so I don't want to keep Proximus on top of a rock, Winnie holding a piece of quartz, and Scarlet in the gardens, or Acacia on the ship. So, would anybody like to do anything else?
I think once she like finds her quartz prize, Winnie is going to scout around. She's gonna look for the like most interesting shipwrecks. She's gonna keep an eye out for like some of the oldest, any sort of ship designs she hasn't seen before.
Give me a
And
perception roll.
she's not going to like harass anyone if it's their home or whatever. But
Yeah, perception, investigation.
12 24.
Okay. So, Winnie, in your immediate area, you would see. Let me count these up real quick. But you would see a number of ships of a few different styles. You kind of get the idea that there are only so many cultures around here, around the Sea of Eternal Tempest, that really sunk around here. There's a few maybe further out that might be from further out communities that don't frequent this area, but you at least have 15 ships in your immediate area. You can see that there are some of Cavalonian build, which is a human kingdom that's kind of buddied up with some of the elves to the northwest, and their homeland sunk a long time ago. They're this semi-refugee kingdom of sorts, just kind of hanging on to the old ways. You see a number of dragonborn ships. There are several ships from Anoth that you would recognize, and that's the human goblin island. Axian dwarven ships, none that are submersible, all above water, very boxy designs on them. And then a few ships from Hexacotl, which you all haven't run into a lot, but I have to imagine Fall Emerald is this major hub. Winnie would have probably seen at least one ship from Hexacotl at any point in time. And there's a variety of peoples that live there. A lot of tabaxi, lizard folk, Aarakocra, humans. It's a very jungle type. Well, it's not a peninsula. I guess it's more like it's a strip island. And there are merchant ships. There are war ships. The big ones, small ones.
I assume all of their sails have rotted away.
Yeah. Or have been made into clothing.
Yeah. But now that you mention it, are there any submersibles?
None that you see around here. Probably a submersible would be much better suited to surviving a storm.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. All of a sudden, there's nothing I want more than our fourth ship to have like a moon pool and a mini submersible. Even though there's no real need for it. Yeah, she'll poke around any of those ships, particularly the Dragonborn and Hexacotl.
Okay. So yeah, roll me a d4.
I can do
Unless
that.
there is a type of ship specifically amongst those, again, warship, sailing ship, anything amongst those you would like to pick out specifically, or anything you're looking for specifically on the outside of these ships that would attract you to them.
Probably merchant ships, unless I see anything that's like not rotted or seized up or, yeah,
I would say there's
encrusted on the
two warships there's only two warships amongst like all of those. There's a couple of warships from the Cavalonian Kingdom, and then one of the Axian ships is probably a Dwarven warship, but the rest of them mostly are mercantile vessels, especially the Dragonborn ones. So for the Dragonborn, as you're looking around, you can see at least, from the rotted wood on them, there is the Perilous Endeavor, the Idyllic Victory, and the Eccentric Wish.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna absolutely... What was the first one?
Perilous Endeavor.
I mean, she's absolutely gonna just like scope them out inside. I think she's going to make an effort to try and commit some of these, like, they're not called floor plans, but like help.
Layouts? Like ship
Layouts.
Blueprints? Yeah.
Yeah. To memory. I can't remember if Keen Mind is good for that. If not, she'll just like sketch them out in her little oh yeah, I don't have to worry about it. Keen Mind. Heck yeah. She will sketch it out when she's back at the ship. But she'd like to just kind of get a understanding of the layout of these ships, and also like see if there's anything like cool and takeable.
Okay. So as you are looking around, go ahead and give me investigation checks.
Okay, and did you still want the D4?
No, that was to pick out a ship, but you kind of
narrowed it down.
said you're looking at all of them.
That is a 19.
Okay. So you go into one of the Dragonborn ships. We can say that you go into the Eccentric Wish.
Yeah.
And it's been here for a while. You can see that it's split down the bow line and is almost in three pieces, kind of like resting on a ridge, so there's almost an arc to it. And as you swim closer to it, you spook a small school of tuna that all go swimming out of it. But you can see that it has mostly just been left here. The sails were probably taken off of it again for clothing. There's some boards that are intentionally missing, but a lot of what you on the surface would consider material wealth has been left behind. So there are some very rusted weapons. There is, as you look around in the captain's quarters, the log has thoroughly worn away. The paper long since just gone in the water, in the salt water especially. There are barnacles everywhere. Sea life has nearly reclaimed this structure. But you do find, with a 19, you do find in what would have been the hold a strangely unmarked chest, in the sense that there are no like barnacles or anything on it.
That's probably fine, right?
It is locked, I should note.
How big of a chest are we talking? Like bag of holding size, or?
No, this is like a what do I want to call it? Like a steamer trunk.
Okay.
sized.
So I cannot just shove it into my bag.
I don't think it would. I think it's technically too wide to fit into a bag of holding.
Can I open it?
Do you have thieves' tools?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for thieves' tools.
Oh, not sleight of hand, thieves' tools. So that's
it's a dexterity roll plus your proficiency,
Yeah.
plus I guess you technically do have thieves' tools. So
heck yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay, dexterity plus proficiency.
Hmm.
17.
That is enough to unlock it. So with your dexterous ability, you unlock this, and all of a sudden you
use your
feel
guidance?
this. What's that?
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
use your guidance?
I did not use my guidance, which is also something that I can always give myself, and I never do. If it helps.
You unlocked it.
Okay. Dirty
Yeah.
20. Thank you, Michael.
There is a depressurization of sorts as you open this magical chest and realize that it was waterproof. And as all this seawater comes flooding into it, many of the objects within begin to start to float upwards and out as the chest is almost thrown open by the depressurization.
Oops.
And
like-
you would... Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to rescue them before they get too far gone.
Within, you would find I want to describe this. A smaller case, not necessarily a chest, but like more like a box that is maybe like 2.5 feet long and about almost a foot wide. That is clasped. It has 2 clasps on it. There are some clothes, just some cloth clothing that seems to float out. A few bits of just knickknacks. I will figure out a wondrous item here that you would have found, and some books that probably are not so great right now.
I will gather them up in a net that I have.
Great use of a net.
Just occurred to me that opening a bag of holding underwater is probably not the best idea.
Gosh, I don't know how that would work.
I have ideas, but it isn't really important at the moment because I have a net. Literally what it's for. I would probably pop to the surface and like prestidigitate. That seems fine.
Are you taking the chest? The chest also, you do realize, is still magical.
Oh, I didn't test it to see how heavy it was.
You didn't.
Yeah, I'll give it a little lifty lift, and I would.
Well, it's empty now, so yes.
Yeah, I'll take.
Especially
that
underwater,
also.
it is easy enough to pull up.
Yeah, little Jeffrey and I just one on either side. Yep, cool, love that. Yep.
All right. Winnie, I would say that one of the things that you find that kind of stands out is a what's the word? Like a little clasp, like a little pendant, pin of sorts that it has a draconic face on it that seems to be like the mouth is open wide in a big smile on it. And it's not gold. It's an unknown type of precious metal. I would know, probably a mix of a couple of different types of metals.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, after I dried them out, I would stow them safely in my bag of holding until I went back to the ship. Otherwise, I'm just gonna, like, dive around and make, notes on ship layouts, for the rest of the day until, yeah, we all get back together or something.
Okay.
Cool.
Proximus, what are you up to?
I feel like Proximus would probably eat something and then return back to the mainland, fly below, and try to find everyone. Not trying to be a bother, but definitely trying to get back to the group.
Okay. So you're going to the ship, or are you going beneath the waves to try to find Winnie or Scarlet?
No, I'll go beneath the waves.
Okay. So going beneath the waves, yeah, you would again see, the rock kind of sprawls out. There are caverns, sirens everywhere, some merfolk as well. You can give me a perception check to see if you can spot anybody from where you are currently.
Ooh, that is a good roll. Man, that is really good. 24.
Okay.
Not used
with a
to being
20
perceptive.
Yeah, with a 24, I would say that's easy enough to probably spot the leg of Winnie. Not a lot of people around here have legs, so easy enough to spot as she is diving into a sunken ship. And you'd probably be able to spot the ambient light being given off by the other bipedal individual, which is Marcus, down here, which is some distance away next to the sirenid form of Scarlet.
I think I would go see where Winnie was getting into.
Not going to hamper the date. That's good. Yeah.
I am not here to be a third wheel. And yes, I would definitely go see what Winnie was up to.
And yeah, you would find Winora Vandriel as she is dragging around a chest, a few other knickknacks, and is surveying some ships.
Winnie, are you robbing the place?
What? No, they, it's trash. To them. So
also, are you lying to me?
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
It does sound like I am. That's fair.
The paladin intensifies.
Let me rephrase. This is stuff that I find to be of interest, but a lot of the sirens, I guess, consider trash. So I've just been kind of poking around some of these old ships that aren't the ones that aren't being lived in, because that's kind of rude. And I'm just, well, on the one hand, I was thinking tactically, it's nice to kind of know the layout of different ships, right? And I realized I don't really know all that much about different ships. So, I'm kind of doing a little, survey of ships. And I don't know why the DM is shaking his head at me, because I think it's a good idea.
It was the way you said survey.
And
survey.
If I happen to find some like little goodies along the way, I'm giving them a new home.
Yes, re-gifting to ourselves.
Do you want to come? There's some pretty cool ships.
I was just gonna say, do you need a hand? This seems like
out of the water comes a like a watery hand that has like little fish in it. It's like a fishbowl, but hand shaped, and it's got like a couple little minnows in it and stuff. And it kind of holds itself up for a high five. Like extra hands never hurt anything. I think that would be very helpful, and it would be nice to have the company.
Is that the mage hand?
Sure heckin' is.
I like the way that you do your spells so much. Yes, I'll carry whatever, you know. I am here to explore.
I think as we're talking, I have sent little Jeffrey off back towards like the redemption to just like tie the chest to the back or something. So it like doesn't go anywhere, but it just like is there for later. Because it seems inconvenient to carry a chest around. Yeah, if there's obviously no like Triton ships, but if there's anything that you've been wanting to get
Tritons have ships?
I don't think so. Maybe.
We've never had any ships.
I would. I've never seen a Triton ship, right?
Nothing that would classify as a ship.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of Tritons utilize more like the animals and beasts
Sea
and
life.
creatures that they can,
Yeah.
and they might have, you know, like a tank that's pulled by some giant seahorses, because they are still, you know, a lot of them are militant in nature. But not a lot of Tritons, because they can travel faster under the water, build ships.
Yeah. But if you wanted to see some interesting like Cavalonian design, or have you come across any of the hexagonal ships before?
No.
You have to come see this one. It is a little barnacly, but I think it is very interesting. And maybe you'll find something cool.
Absolutely. I am trying to see the differences between the ship makers. I feel like that would make me a better seller.
Are you saying perhaps that you are a blue person who finds knowledge of other cultures through their art? You know what? This has a
Yes, I am Thrawn.
Thank you. Okay.
When Derek takes over my character because I go evil, I will be Thrawn. Yes, I want to see all of the artistic cultures.
Great.
Great.
And I think at least part of this will involve like the first ship that they get to, when you will like grab a rock or something that she can like do a loose sketch on the side of the ship, like of a map, and be like, okay, like the Cavalonians X are here, you know, like because it occurs to Winnie that she doesn't really know how much geography you know, but since we're here surrounded by ships, it's like yeah, here you go.
Great. Well, while Proximus picks up a Calicori and explains why it's only important to Twi'lek families, but otherwise is useless to anyone else, Acacia, is there anything that you are doing on the ship besides just kind of keeping to yourself? Just wanted to check in.
Not particularly.
Okay. All right. Well, then to Scarlet, then in the gardens, surrounded by, again, just beauty everywhere. I mean, objective beauty and light and song everywhere. Marcus kind of puts his hand between your shoulder blades. You feel this warmth coming from him. I was wondering if you had given any thought to the suggestion your parents had made.
If I said I hadn't thought about it, doing anything like that for a long time, I would be lying. I've been stuck under somebody else's thumb for almost 12 years now. I want to be my own person. So if they know how to do it, who better than to ask?
You know you don't have to do this alone.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do it alone.
Well, that I disagree with you on, but the nice thing is Go ahead.
Having help from friends has gotten me where I am now. I don't think I can do it without them.
And the nice thing is you don't have to.
They can tell me no. I don't think they will, but they can.
I'd honestly be incredibly surprised if they did at this point. That would be a massive shift of character that would not, that would probably mean we would have to have an out of session talk just sitting here as the GM. Great. So this is going to wrap up the day and have Scarlet with her parents again, unless there's anything else anybody wanted to do before the evening comes.
I do want to shell phone everyone.
Okay.
And just not give specifics, but just that the fact of that I am doing something and I would like you to at least be aware. You can say no if you don't want to help. You do have an exit clause.
Does this doing something involve fighting?
That is a very good question, and I want to say no.
Potentially.
A solid maybe.
Is it so it's a weapons thing, not a like fancy dress thing?
Not the fancy dress thing, no, Wendy, I'm sorry. That my family is not as fancy as yours. I apologize.
You all have done things that are both. It could be both, yeah.
Never apologize. You have a very lovely family.
Yeah, say no more. Just tell us when and where.
Then potentially tonight?
Yeah.
I will be
Take
there.
a nap.
How does helping me break a pact sound?
Terrifying, but I feel like it's necessary.
I think it is a long time overdue.
I think they're both right.
All right then.
Wake me up in a couple hours.
So as day turns into night and food is dispersed to wherever you are, if you're beneath the waves, you would note that sirens just kind of go about and make sure that wherever you are, you have an equal share of whatever the food is for that evening. Those on board the ship eat as normal. Honey or Astrid dispense food as they normally would. And when we get to Scarlet's ritual, that is where we'll pick back up after we take our break.
Ooh, early break today. Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, I want to make sure that we have time for this. This is going to be a thing.
I'm in danger.
TM, a thing, TM.
A thing.
Nice.
TM, copyright, all those things. Go ahead and take care of yourselves, folks. We'll be back in 10 to 15. And yeah, we'll see you then. Stick around. Okay.
Butts.
Vast and welcome back to Horizons Call, everybody. Butts indeed. Welcome back. I just want to throw some stuff out there before we jump back into this, that if you enjoy this game, if you enjoy this cast, which honestly, how could you not? Please consider supporting them by tipping them through pally.gg. You can find that over in the chat. And anything you give there can impact this game and gets evenly distributed amongst these wonderful folks and any production crew we have for our long-term games. That's how we try to support our cast, as this show still does not break even. If you do give through Twitch, it's very much appreciated. It goes directly towards the channel, helps us pay off licenses and that sort of stuff. But we prefer that these folks be compensated in any small way before we worry about any of the channel stuff. That's we're trying to we're putting a cart before the horse, but it's fine. Other things, there's still time. You have, it is 4:30. Crap, time math. 4.5 hours to, I think that's right. Yeah, No. 5.5 hours to apply to our casting calls. We have three forms out for 6 different games. You can find those on any of our social media. You can apply to them there. Again, those games are Humblewood. It's a 12-week campaign called The Unwanted Winter. We have a one-shot of Scooby-Doo D&D, A Night of Fright. We have a one-shot of Lycanthropes. We have a one-shot of Sunken. We have a one-shot of Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, the TTRPG. And we have a one-shot of Drama Llamas. One of these things is not like the other, and you can apply to that game too. Okay. All that said, let's jump back in as we are preparing for Scarlet to break her pact, her warlock pact. What will Scarlet be if not a warlock? Let's find out. So, Scarlet, the evening arrives. You have warned, given heads up to all of your companions, and we can say that through Marcus, word has gotten around to the ships as well to show support in any way you can, or any way they can. Sorry. Your mother, Seraphina, comes to you and places her hands on your shoulders, still beneath the waves. There's this wide open, almost like it cuts directly through the center of this rock, like this wide open hallway. Where a lot of the other caverns kind of break off of. Think of like the opening of Helm's Deep, like that big, just within the center of this rock, where a lot of the sirens kind of traverse in and out of, and kind of serves as like the centerpiece for a lot of the any trade, any meetings, any type of siren business whatsoever. And with some of the other council members of the siren community, there's not a lot of direct leadership here. Like, you know that your mom is a military commander of sorts, but there's no queen, there's nobody who's directly in charge of everybody. It's kind of just like everybody does their part, and there still are those who are, more highly respected based on age or experience, who are kind of, placed as representatives for some. She's gathered a number of those women, femme-presenting individuals, and she holds you again by the shoulder and she says, Scarlet, Dianthe, if you don't mind me calling you that, I am very proud of you for making the decision to break free of these invisible shackles and to find your own power, as so many sirens before you have done. Know that when you do this, you will have the support of our entire community and the voices of hundreds behind you. What can you tell me of your patron?
That's a very good question. I'm trying to decide what I can tell you without it being manifesting in some way.
It cannot get you here. Not directly. Let's start simple. What is its name?
No.
That is something we must have.
I don't even know if I can say this name.
Can you show it to me?
Show you?
Yes.
If it cannot get here, then okay. And I will show her the entire thing. It's a whole name across my entire exposed body.
And as your body illuminates and all of the sirens around you, kind of like, you can't hear a gasp underwater, I would say, but there are looks of consternation. I see. It has been a long time since we have encountered any of these beings. But it's a language that we do know somewhat. And I believe some of our elders have a ritual of sorts that we can figure this out.
Okay.
I promise you that he will never be able to control you again after this. But you have to be strong. This will take everything from you, from your friends. This is no small entity, and he has been a problem, a bully for a very long time, as we understand it. Would you like to know his name?
If not now, then never.
I will put this into our Zoom chat, as this is somewhat Lovecraftian in design here. Nope, that's not what I wanted to put. I ended up putting the picture of fog underwater, which is terrifying. If any of you have ever seen fog underwater, it is a thing that can happen, as I was trying to determine if my players can cast fog cloud underwater. All right, let's see. His name is Shud-e Remus Shai Ekorth. He is, as our legends tell us, he and his siblings are the ancient god killers.
Oh, it has siblings. That's good to know.
Unfortunately.
Does one happen to live in the sky?
Roll insight.
God. That's a nat 20.
When you ask
23.
that, faces go like pale around you. It is said that should they came from beyond the stars, and that his family, if you want to think of them that way, are also trying to get here that way.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that.
You do.
That is another story for another time. One eldritch being at the time, please.
Siren Song is an older thing than even he, which is why he is not able to get here. We learned our songs from a long time ago.
If I wanted to, I could just stay here forever, right? I don't have to go back into the ocean. I don't have a whole ship to sail.
You can stay here as long as you like, but I think we both know that you belong out there.
I do. And that's why I need to do this.
She turns then to everyone, and one of the elder sirens, still, I would say, objectively beautiful, sharper features, but, you know, showing, like, there's a fading to the hair, I would say, to the hair color, which is this vibrant blue, was this vibrant blue. And the elder looks around. We will prepare the song that is needed for this ritual. Go to your respective elders. They will instruct you as such. We must gather our sister, for this is the time that she needs us. And kind of like with this whoosh underwater, you can feel as all these tails kick away from you and kind of push off all these sirens, these hundreds of sirens all dispersing around the rock itself. And your mom turns back to you. You will need to go to the top of the rock. Do you have a way to climb or fly?
I do. And if
Look.
I'm going to lose all of this power that this being has given me, I might as well use it one last time.
You have so much more power in you, and I cannot wait for you to find it. But it seems like we need to break these floodgates first and shatter these fetters that are preventing you from finding it. She gives you a kiss on each cheek. Your father and I will be there. We will not let you down. You can tell that when she says down, she doesn't mean like disappoint you. She means the direction down.
No,
So Scarlet, how?
Rock got it.
I think even more than that. How are you getting atop Red Tide Rock?
I'm going to cast Tasha's Otherworldly Guise.
Okay.
After getting my legs back.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go
So
back
climbing
to
aboard
this.
either some of the rock or one of the ships, and as you fly around these non-natural wings that you have provided for yourself, you can see just the thousands of your sisters, as proverbial sisters, all just kind of like shoulders, just the bust above the waves, looking up towards you. And as you ascend to this 10-foot space, at the very top of the rock, this small plateau, you find yourself looking out to the storm all around you. And as you look down, there is a small little carving into the rock of a bird and a fish. A little bit of graffiti.
I wonder how that got there.
What are the rest of you doing? How would you like to prepare? This is a time when you can cast spells. We are not in initiative of any sort right now, not until the ritual begins, but you all know that this will be a challenge of sorts, if not for Scarlet, then perhaps for all of you as well.
Were we given a briefing on what's going to be happening?
Sure. Yeah, I think Marcus would be...
Yeah, as much as they
as
can,
much as
'cause I don't
we
wanna
are
go-
aware
Yeah.
of what's happening.
Marcus informs you that they're going to try to break the pact that Scarlet has. There's a sort of ritualistic spell. I believe that they know some form of elder or something, and they're going to try to jointly cast that spell and exorcise this individual, this entity from Scarlet's person, and this entity might try to prevent that from happening in any number of ways. They said it's been a long time since they've had to do anything like this, but sometimes this thing can indirectly try to stop these spells. So we must be on guard. We will not be singing, but the sirens will not be able to help us, as that's their job, is to keep the ritual going. We have to keep Scarlet safe from everything else except for herself. That's her job.
Now, I, Mare, wish I kind of prepared enhance ability. It would be super helpful.
If anyone accepted it, yeah, it would be really helpful. It's a good spell.
Winnie
It
just
is.
got rid of the spell last night, like we were talking about it.
On the other hand, people do take Acacia seriously, so maybe it would have worked better for you.
Sorry.
It's
I don't even know
fine.
what ability to enhance? I just get fucking paralysis, choice paralysis. What if I choose the wrong one?
I mean, it helps if someone casts it for you.
So, Proximus, any prep you wanted to do?
I will walk over to Scarlet. I have something for you. Something that I've been waiting for a very long time to give you. Something that I think you deserve more than you think you do. Would you pray with me?
Praying
Gaslighting hasn't necessarily helped me in the past, but I don't think it can hurt now.
He puts one hand on your forehead, one hand on your shoulder, and he says, in the name of Persona, the first guardian of the infinite seas, whom protected our people from the horrors of the elemental plane of water, raise this being, Scarlet's Shores, to the station of Queen of the Redemption. And he casts ceremony, anointing, raising a subject to the status of queen, and raise their wisdom and charisma by one each, assuming they are judged worthy. So, Derek, is she worthy?
Scarlet, roll religion with advantage.
It's one of my rerolls. Because I both landed on 6.
Both landed on 6. What's
Double
do you
six.
have any bonus to your religion?
Yeah, +2.
Plus 2?
Okay, it's not a minus.
I rerolled. I got a 14.
It was a CR10. It was kind of a 50-50. Scarlet is just deemed worthy.
Just skirted that line.
There's like
Quite close.
yeah.
One more murder and I wouldn't have been through.
Personas out there like, I had something. I was really gonna stop that volcano from exploding and killing that orphanage, but
But
flip
proxy
the coins.
So
Scarlet
there's that.
Shores this time. All right, Winnie, any preparation you wanted to do?
I am going to give Scarlet both of my potions, which I think we decided there's no reason you can't take both. By potions, I mean experimental elixirs.
I think you get one a day.
I get 2
You get 2 a day now? Okay, yeah. Yeah, there's no reason why you can't take both.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was a point where I'd miscounted, but 2. It's fine. And one is resilience, one is boldness. You get for resilience +1 bonus to AC for 10 minutes, just in case. More importantly, because I will forget to cast guidance, boldness for a minute, you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to every attack roll and saving throw you make, which might be useful. And you will get temporary hit points equal to 2d6 plus 5. Unless I didn't update that number, in which case I will let you know. But, yeah.
Okay.
What's the duration on the boldness one?
Boldness is 1 minute, so just like chug it right before you do anything.
Okay.
And I think that is going to be it. She's been flipping through some of her books. I think, yeah, she has something for when like we all get together right before this kicks off. But I think she's just gonna be like practicing some stuff and like testing stuff out.
Well, this is when you're all together, right when this is going to kick off.
This is okay.
That's what we were doing. This is last second stuff. So
okay. In which case, she is going to, with her like tongue sticking out of the side of her mouth, she's kind of wrapping some a little bit of string around some sand, which is going about as well as you'd expect. But as she like wraps it faster and faster, it starts to actually like hold into a weird shape and then just melts away into nothing. There's a little cold spot moving around the water. Except we're not in the water. We're on the rock, aren't we? So there's just
You can be in the water. You can be in the water, you can be on the rock, you can be on the ship.
I mean, I'm wherever Scarlet wants us. So, if this thing is on the rock, then Winnie will climb up the rock in a safe but orderly fashion.
Yeah, I want to be very clear. Scarlet is at the very peak of the rock. She can only be up there by herself. That's how the ritual goes. Everyone else has to be around her. Winnie can absolutely be on one of the lower kind of like spikes of the rock. Or she can be in the water, or she can be on the ship. But Scarlet's got to be up there by herself.
Be about as close as she's allowed to be. I would love to know what that is, like in a mechanical number sense. But
in a mechanical number sense, you are probably 150, 250 feet. I mean, it's a very high spire.
Yeah, okay. Then she and little Jeffrey are just going to be hanging out on a lower spire. Yeah.
Okay. Acacia, any prep that you wanted to do as we go into this?
I just want to take out my sentinel shield that Proximus gave me along with my sword and get in a position where I can monitor as much as I can without having to get into the crow's nest.
Okay.
So probably on one of the higher level areas of the deck where I can see as much of the rock and surrounding water that I can.
Sure. Yeah, we can place you on the focussal, and that would give you a pretty good round eye view of, it's kind of pointing towards the rock. You can see everything around there, and it gives you centaur's eye view of what's kind of going on. All right, and then Scarlet, any prep? Yeah, I cannot hear you for some reason.
That's because I was hard muted. I would help if I wasn't hard muted. I would like to find Marcus, please.
Yeah, easy enough. He before you ascend the rock, he has not left your side.
Mm-hmm. Who can see us?
I guess I leave that to you. You've been in the water. Everybody else is kind of dispersed. You could find a little corner to sneak off towards if you...
Yeah.
All right. You're going to be okay.
You don't know that. But we can hope so.
Yes. I hope that you're going to be okay.
If not, the ship is yours. You do not have to stay with the redemption. I hope these instructions aren't needed, but just in case.
Fine.
Thank you.
Go show them how powerful you really are.
Okay.
And he will swim off then, back towards Cross's Mercy.
I would like to use a shell phone.
You may do so.
Is anybody else terrified?
Absolutely, this did not go well the last time we did this. But we are here for you.
And we've learned like a lot since then.
Absolutely.
Anyone would like to talk me out of this, now is the time. We haven't started.
No, I think you should do this. As terrifying as it is, this is just necessary at this point. Do you want to be serving this dude forever?
No. I have done some pretty shit things for this guy, and I'd rather not do it ever again.
Do We know what happens to us if you break the pact. I mean, like, you should do it anyway, but I'm just, like, to be prepared and stuff, like, because we saw his name and stuff, and, like...
I'm hoping that since it is from me, that it will just go away. My thought is like a like an MLM. as soon as you cut off one branch, it dies.
Yep. I think Derek shaking his head tells you the answer to that.
I don't think that's any confirmation
I just think Derek hates the idea that I just literally
I think the comparison of a
MLM.
warlock pact. Yeah, I think that's the thing I hate the most.
So is it wrong? No.
So we don't actually know and should just assume the worst until proven otherwise.
Welcome
the
to
worst
D&D.
is pretty bad, so...
Right?
I
I
don't
don't
really know.
think you're all going to die.
Well,
Let's
to be
find out.
fair, anything can kill us at any point. We're pirates, so...
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
And even if we weren't, like, who knows what could happen? Just
When's the last time
boom.
any of you had citrus? Scurvy is rampant.
I make sure
Acacia.
my ships have plenty of citrus fruits, Derek.
So many limes.
Lemonade for
Scarlet.
everybody.
Scarlet, you find yourself atop Red Tide Rock, standing in this 10-foot space. Just, it's quiet up where you are. It's quiet down where everyone else is. For the first time, that ambient song has stopped. And there's that silence that kind of fills a theater. The silence that, kind of comes before a play starts or before an orchestral event. That anticipation. All around you is just the sound of storm, distant thunder. The rain seems to have lessened, not gone away completely. And Scarlet, you stand. If you look down, you can see the little dots that are your friends, your family, your community. And then the ritual begins. And in a moment, all the voices unify. Scarlet, give me a wisdom saving throw.
If anyone would like to provide advantages at this time, please do so.
Yeah, we have a tip button.
Do not tip 30. Do not create a black spot. Advantages and crits only. Wisdom save or just wisdom?
Save, please.
Is Proximus within?
Within what?
Nobody.
Is it 10 feet? No, I'm alone. Oh, math. Math is so hard. 24.
Okay. Scarlet, you can hear this song emanating up towards you, and as it hits your ears, your body reacts. Like you're breaking out in a rash, although it's not a rash, it is that name. That name you have only recently began to say out loud for the power that it holds, and it illuminates all over your body in this sickening color, this color that you can't really give a name to, but it turns your stomach just to look at it. And the rest of you so far below would see a light coming from Scarlet, this light that's cast on the clouds above. And the waves, though already in a storm, become even choppier and begin to almost swirl in a circle around the rock itself, almost like there's a gravitational pull to Scarlet. And Scarlet, your head throws back, and your eyes begin to cast that darkness. And you can feel your feet on that rock, and yet the pressure begins to surround you as you go back to that place where your patron has taken you so many times before. The sheer audacity. What more could I have given you?
Spoiled brat. You just took, and you took, and little that I asked of you. You fought every step of the way, and now you are pawn. Think that you can break the chains that bind you? I'm sorry, but I'm not letting you go that easily. Prepare, Scarlet, as you watch everything that you hold dear die around you. And I will need a initiative roll from everyone, please.
Do I see anything?
With your perception, yes. So you all will have a round before things come to you. But as the water is swirling around you, Keisha, you begin to see things moving deeper in the water. And those of you, actually, I think all of you have a decent enough perception to see these things. These are, let's see, how big are these? Humanoid sized. We're talking medium sized creatures that are darting along the water until, Acacia, you would see as these claws, chitinous claws, begin to pull themselves out of the water and latch onto the side of the ship and pull themselves out. Winnie, you would see them swarming, trying to climb the rock. All the sirens unable to do anything as they continue this ritual. Proximus, you can't remember where you said you were, but yes, you would see these as well. They are... how do I want to describe this? Chitinous, humanoid in concept, but twisted and monstrous. They are absolutely, they count as aberrations. They are aberrations in form as well. They have multiple limbs, like insect legs. Some of them with claws on the end, and some of them just as individual points. There are bristles coming out of them like hair, and these jagged teeth in their otherwise eyeless maws. They have 2 legs and are clawing their way upwards in any direction they can.
Derek, while I see this, especially since I do have a feat that does not allow me to be surprised, I will let out a shout for everyone to point out what's going on in the water so no one else is surprised.
Perfect. And yeah, especially since I think everybody was kind of waiting for something. With that shout, nobody will, there's no surprise round on this, and I will give these creatures a disadvantage on their initiative roll. That said, roll that. Yeah, what do we got for initiative rolls? I got 23 for Winnie, 15 Scarlet, 13 Proximus. Okay, and then 21 Acacia. Okay, so we're doing Winnie, Acacia, Scarlet, Proximus.
I'm typing it down in chat for everyone else.
Thank you.
And then these.
Where's everyone else going? Derek?
The Star Spawn are going to be last. And I will toss in, let's get a roll just for any other NPCs, because I will have Marcus and the ship doing their thing.
We have cannons.
The ship's crew.
I'm sorry, I got advantage on my initiative roll, I forgot. And so 18.
18. Okay, so we're going to move Proximus before Scarlet.
Sorry.
And then, no big deal. And then I will put Marcus and the ship in Proximus's spot. Okay.
Before they started the ritual, I do want to take the one...
The potion?
Yes. The resilience.
Are sirens going to be in on this?
They are not.
Or
they are.
Okay.
They are continuing the ritual, so they will not take any actions aside from that. Okay. Let's see. Winnie, top of the order. You have Scarlet fighting for her existence above you. You have these things clawing their way up towards you. You are perched on one of the smaller spires. What would you like to do?
It is apparent the ritual is still going on.
Oh yeah, the singing has not stopped.
Okay.
I would say to Winnie's knowledge, this is part of it. This is the fighting back part.
I have not heard anything from Scarlet. So I'm going to do my best to prevent things from interrupting it. How many of these star spawn are there?
A lot.
A lot. Cool.
When I say swarming, I mean that as far as Winnie can see, there are at least 5 that are clawing their way up towards her. They are probably about 20 feet below you, and as she looks out towards the ships look to be near covered in them.
Okay, well,
You will be spoiled for choice when it comes to targets.
hooray.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm going to since we've got some singing go along, I'm gonna just hum a little bit of a lullaby and throw some more sand. I have a lot of sand now, y'all. Down at the star spawn coming up near me. And I would like to effectively upcast sleep and see what that does.
Okay. How many hit points are you going to affect them with?
That is a good question. I'm super glad you asked.
Hey, thanks. I'm glad I asked it.
What is that? 5. No, 5d8. Hang on. It's counting.
Yes.
Panicked.
Yeah,
35.
5 hit points. You get all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. 35.
35 hit points?
Yeah.
Yes. None of them fall asleep.
Okay. Well, we've learned something here today, I think, which is important. I'm going to go ahead and use my bonus action to cast Bardic Inspiration on myself, because I should have done that earlier. And I should have done that for Scarlet, and I forgot. But I'm going to do that now.
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No. I don't have to prepare reactions, so no.
You want Jeffrey to do anything?
Not at this time.
Okay. All right. Then we're going to Acacia. Acacia, you have these things just like kind of cresting over the ship to where you could see them. I will say that there are probably within your range, if you're standing on the focussel, at least 4 that you could reasonably reach.
Okay. How many are in the water still?
Hard to kind of tell because you can't really tell where they came from. You have a high enough perception, you could probably guess, at least 20.
In the water.
In the water. Yeah. These things are like trying to climb upwards. Like as you look at the rock, they are trying to, it seems like they're trying to get to Scarlet, and Scarlet is up, so they are traveling up.
Okay, I'm going to do a small, tiny gamble. I have at my hip a bag made out of coral cloth, and I would like to stick my hand in it and pull out a little fuzzy thing, and I'm going to throw it in the water. I'm going to use my coral bag of tricks to see if I can get something big to go chomp on these things.
Okay, go ahead and make that roll.
D8. Okay, not the worst thing. It wasn't a crab, but I did pull a dolphin.
Okay. You have a dolphin to help. And I tell you what, you also do have whales in the area. Dolphins speak whale, why not? So if you would like to coordinate some whales, you may do that as well.
I don't think I can talk to it. I think I can just command it.
Yeah.
So I will, and as a bonus action, I can command the creature. I will yell down at it, get some aquatic help. Please.
I feel like it's like Scuttle from The Little Mermaid. Postpone that wedding!
In that case, I will like run over towards the ones that are climbing onto my ship with my sword drawn and shield ready to begin hacking at these things.
You got it.
That's all I got.
Okay. Is that a prepared action, or did you like you could technically swipe at one if you wanted to?
Oh yeah. No. Could that have been my pre-action as they were coming up and ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So my full actual turn in this case will be oh geez. I'm gonna run up to one of them and strike at it with my lovely, lovely sword,
Okay.
which is my Dragon Slayer short sword, and I got above a 20.
Okay.
Is there
Yeah, that'll
anyone?
absolutely hit.
Is there anyone nearby that would count as a sneak attack?
Sure. I think the Sailors of the Redemption have been ready as well. They are all on the top side to defend this ship. So yes, I will say that there can absolutely be somebody. I will put Honey next to you. I'm not going to let you stand alone. So yeah,
Hell
Honey's
yeah.
there with like double butcher's knives and is just salivating as these things look
queen.
like just giant shrimp.
All right, I did not roll very much. I didn't roll anything higher than a 3. So I got a total of 18 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And I'm also going to use my bonus action to I haven't used this yet, and I don't think anyone has seen me do this before, but my body begins to fade and sparkle and become the colors of like a nebula. And I'm going to activate one of my wild shape abilities, specifically the Star Druid one, and I'm going to do Archer.
Okay.
Which
yeah.
I can do more stuff next turn with it.
Cool. All right.
So I look
Proximus.
weird.
Looks gorgeous.
Where I assume that Proximus is on the ship.
Yeah, you can put them wherever you wanted. I don't think you said beforehand. So you can be in the water, you can be on the ship, you can be on the rock.
I don't believe that I would be that far from Scarlet. Within an outcropping from her.
Okay.
So I would like to fly as close as I can get to her within 30 feet or so of where she is on the outcropping at the beginning. She's at the peak, correct?
She's at the peak, yeah.
Yeah. So I am going to get as close as I can to her within the 30 feet. I will use Shadow Ocean Breeze. Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say, are you getting 30 feet away from her?
Yes.
Okay, I need a wisdom saving throw then.
Okay. Okay, plus 11. That is a 17. That is 28.
Okay. Proximus, you are going to take 21 points of psychic damage. And you are cast back.
Oh. Well, that changes a whole lot of things.
And so you kind of get that there's like this invisible
like a
wall
barrier
around Scarlet that you can't really pass through, or it's going to be difficult to pass through.
Then I will. Can I see what is going on with everyone? Yeah. So I'm seeing.
Yeah, I mean, if you're flying up in the air, you can get your bird's eye view. You can see that Acacia is fending some off on the Redemption. You can see that Marcus has drawn his sword along with like all hands on deck, defending both ships. With these, again, these look like the smaller versions of Scarlet's patron with these, claw-like appendages, these circular mouths, these eyeless faces, and these chitinous forms that also are like clawing their way onto the ship. You can see that they're also swarming upwards, and you can see that Winnie is fending some off as she stands on a spire and has that spire like swarming with them as well.
I will. I assume that Winnie is probably the closest to me.
I would say
since
so,
she's
probably.
on the spire.
Yeah.
I will Shadow Ocean Breathing 11th form Shadow Predator, and I will cast a small shadowy smoking version of an eel hound right next to Winnie. And I will then, as a bonus action and as my action, I will cast Fireball on Winnie, but I will use one of my sorcery points to use. Hold on. I got it
Careful
here.
spell.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's the save?
Well, it's at disadvantage for everyone there, and it is a Dex saving throw of 17. Oh wait. Now we'll do that at 4th level. Fireball. Dex 18 because I leveled up. Thank you, Derek.
I was gonna say they rolled a 17, or they got a 17, so they fail that. What is your damage?
Let's let D&D Beyond roll this because that's a lot of math.
And Scarlet, you were up next.
Uh, 32 points of damage to
32
everyone.
points of fire damage. All right.
Within
anything
20
else for your
feet
turn?
of Acacia. Or I mean Winnie.
Winnie. Yep.
Nope, that is all.
Okay. I don't think any of them had taken any other damage, but Winnie, you can see some rather charred, wormish, crustaceanish sea abominations are still clawing their way up to you, but look rather intensely damaged at this point. Okay, Scarlet, you are in that dark place that you have been so many times before. What would you like to do?
I don't have anything to aim at because it's just a dark place, correct?
You can always see this thing swimming around you. You
You're
can
right,
always see this form. Or you can just lash out. We can do this a number of ways. You can roll attacks, you can roll spells, or if you're not really sure what to do, we can do saving throws.
Let's tick things off the list and see which one works well.
Okay. I was gonna say we can role play this and we can transfer it that way.
No, let's start with spellcasting. I want to be a smartass, and I want to cast the spell magic so bad.
You can cast a spell magic.
I want to cast a spell magic so bad, but I don't think it's gonna work.
You know what? It depends on what level you cast it at.
I can only cast level 4 spells.
Okay. I can't remember exactly the thing of level 4 dispel magic, so you could read that to me.
When you
and
cast
I can give
a
you.
spell,
You
using
can
a
only
spell
cast level
slot,
4?
That's how warlocks work.
Mm-hmm.
It automatically casts it at
your
the highest level because you have such a limited
But I
number of
also
spell
get my
slots.
spell slots back after a short rest.
Short rest, right.
What do you have, 2 or 3?
3. When you cast a spell using a spell slot 4th level or higher, you automatically end the effects of a spell on a target if the spell's level is equal or less to the level of spell slot you used.
Okay, so 4th level spell slot. I would say this is higher than a 4th level spell slot.
Okay. I appreciate that knowledge.
I think that's something Scarlet would be able to reason out.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Blight.
Okay, go for it.
It is a con save, 18.
Okay. That is a fail.
Oh, okay. I'm also going to use D&D Beyond for damage. It's 37 necrotic damage.
So into this darkness, kind of shaking off maybe the pressure around you, you can feel that like there's almost a warmth around you, as you almost see like a blast of light that seems to come from somewhere. And it almost like it felt before like you couldn't move, like the pressure around you was so intense that you literally couldn't move your body. But as that flash comes out of nowhere and you see your patron illuminated somewhat like the silhouette in this otherwise utterly dark water, you feel yourself free to move just enough to cast blight outwards and strike at this unseeable, unknowable thing, and you feel your spell connect. Servant striking its master, biting the hand that feeds, it seems. Scarlet, I'm going to give you a fate worse than death. I'm going to promise you something. You will never be free. And I'm going to let you live with that fact every day for eternity. Anything else for your turn?
Taking Winnie's other elixir if I can.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Why not? We said elixirs are bonus actions. This is something you would be doing in the real world and feeling the effects in this metaphorical world. Okay. With that, I will. Marcus is fighting them off. I will do some rolls for him, and get some damage managed on that. But we're going back to top of the order with Winnie. Winnie, you have several charred star spawn is what I will call them. That's the stat block that I'm using. All swarming around you. How would you like to proceed?
I would like to not. The closest I would like to I have a my words my tools, my alchemical tools. I'm going to throw a little vial at the closest one. They're single-mindedly going up, or are some of them coming at me now?
I mean, they are going up, but you are the terminus point. So you all essentially got your surprise. This is the continuation of your surprise round. So technically, like, occasion.
So they're not
both
trying
at once
to disrupt the ceremony. They are coming for us. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, they're yes to both.
The closest one to me, I'm going to throw a little vial at and effectively cast web. Okay. Which is a 20-foot cube. Which makes it difficult terrain, lightly obscures their area. And if I could kind of like get it to string between two rocky outcrops, that would be super cool.
Yeah, sure. You can Spider-Man this shit. You've got spider climb.
Yeah. I mean, it's web. Yeah, I am just becoming more and more Spider-Man.
You're just friendly neighborhood Winnie. Yeah.
Weird, and I don't know how I feel about it. So if I could do that, that'd be super great. I am
What's the save for web?
That's a very good question. I'm very glad you asked.
I know all the questions to ask.
Spell save DC is 18.
All right. They did succeed on that, but I still believe it's difficult terrain. They're just not stuck in one place.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's not a flat surface, so never mind. Gross. A depth of 5 feet. Gross.
It's a lot of web.
A lot of web. I would like to then send little Jeffrey to meet the closest one. I guess. And little Jeffrey would like to open his little shark mouth. And it's like when you have the static on the TV, like you're between stations, or it's like after midnight in the 80s. But if you listen really hard, it's almost like you can hear someone talking. but the words don't really make sense.
Dissonant whispers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's when Jeffrey's trying to tune into like Skinamax.
Yeah. You are not authorized for this channel.
I think that was a boob.
And wisdom 16.
Okay. Wisdom is not their strong suit. They rolled a 14 plus
good.
1, so no.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually roll for this one because
Nice.
that's gonna be faster. Let's say 6, 5, 12 psychic
12 psychic.
damage. And it has to use its reaction to move as far away as possible from me. Well, from little Jeffrey, I guess.
It does not, unfortunately. As you cast the spell, they seem completely unaffected.
Okay, we're doing super good here, folks. I'm going to just shout out that they're pretty sturdy. Like, if I had to assign a random number to it, probably more than 35 hit points. And also, hey, Acacia, I don't know if you can hear me because I'm shouting super loud, but they don't really like psychic damage, apparently.
They love it, actually.
I was gonna say, do
love
they
it.
like it or?
Oh no. Maybe don't use psychic damage. We're just gonna say that.
Do I hear that? Because I realized I forgot to do the mind link.
Winnie has a shell phone. Winnie could easily just bloop and can convey that.
I might use the shelf phone, but also
Otherwise, I mean, we can say retroactively, Acacia probably would have remembered to do a mind link, so we can
8 hours.
we can mind link. Okay.
oh heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
You will
does
not
the
have a
mind
mind
link?
link with Scarlet.
Okay.
Just
that
as
was
a
my
heads up.
question.
That makes
I
sense.
probably did it.
Oh.
We're probably getting static.
Yes, like there was a connection, and then when the spell started, it's like we lost somebody on Zoom, basically. All the
please.
cameras rearranged.
Scarlet's frozen.
Frozen, right?
And like the worst look, like
Oh no.
Too real.
Oh no. Okay.
we're all professionals here.
Little Jeffrey. Oh god. Okay. So in which case I will not shout it, but I will probably
Mind link
just say mind link it and also say like maybe spread the word if you see anyone else.
While you're mind linking, Jeffrey's like tugging on your pant leg like a kid to his mom is on the phone.
Yeah, baby.
It's
What
just-
is it?
I'm scared.
Yeah. Okay. I love you.
To be
It's
fair,
fine.
I love you
don't
too.
think-
I'm programmed to say
don't-
that.
I don't think anyone else can do psychic damage besides me.
I just
Maybe
want to be
Scarlet.
sure. Okay. That's
That
quick, super quick. How high up am I out of the water?
That's a good question. Let me roll a D100 because you just said a peak, and I don't have a battle map for this. So
Yep. I did kind of
let's,
say like as close to Scarlet as possible, but I'm
yeah, which I said is like a couple hundred feet away. There's not a lot of peaks that are closer than that. Let's say 54 feet up.
sounds perfect. And final question.
Yeah.
I would like to know, is there like a wall of star spawn going down, or is it like a faction have broken off and there is like open rock below them?
So you remember how we recently watched World War Z?
Next person, Acacia.
Like, was that a question?
So
Uh,
I
I
would
know
say
what he
swarm-
means.
swarming in the
wall
sense
of-
like
Right.
this is like insects. They're climbing over each other. There is not an order to this. These are not from
Don't
what
like
you
it.
would these are a swarming creature, not an intelligent like, oh no, you go first. Oh no, please, by all means. Acacia, it is your turn.
I am tag teaming this with Honey, and
Yeah.
I am going whatever one she's going after. So I am going to smack the thing with my short sword again.
for it.
That is a bullshit nat 1, so I'm gonna use my only advantage to roll
Okay.
that again because no, we're gonna use a real die for this.
Time stops. It splinters.
17 on the die plus
That'll hit.
11. And then roll 20 is telling me to roll that many dice for a total of, please tell me how to, only 16 points.
16. Okay.
I rolled really low again. Unfortunately, out of my 66, I rolled 4 ones.
I will say, still with the damage that you and Honey are doing, you take out one of them. I mean, it's like a Hydra in the sense that like another one replaces it, but you are
okay.
fending, you are like slashing through them.
It's okay. And for my bonus action, I am going to point my sword at, I don't know, another one that's like attacking another crew member. And out of it is shoots a very bright star-like aerial thing. It's hard to tell exactly what it is. This is a ranged spell attack. As part of my thing, ranged spell attack is a +8. No, that's only a 10 to hit.
A 10 will not hit.
So that goes zooming past, probably hits the deck. It's fine. And that's it.
Yeah, at least the deck's not on fire, I'm assuming.
No, it's just a ranged projectile spell like attack.
Okay. Anything else for Acacia?
No, it doesn't. It's radiant damage.
Okay.
So just as a heads up.
Good to know. Cool. Proximus.
Smokey is going to snap at whatever is closest to Winnie.
Yeah.
And that is a dirty 20 to hit.
I'll do it.
And 2d6 plus 3. So that is 15 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then whatever it is needs to do a DC 13 saving throw, strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. Okay. No. -1 to strength and rolled a 2.
It is knocked prone.
Okay. So I will say, because you're kind of doing this to a number of them, you fling them off of this rock and they go falling backwards towards the water.
Ah, that is wonderful. Can Proximus make it to where Winnie is?
Sure. Yeah, you're flying. You'd be able to get within range.
Okay, so I want to land next to her.
Honestly, you were close enough to Scarlet. You can kind of just like stop flying for a second and just nosedive and get to Winnie that way. I mean, that's kind of how falling works in D&D.
But you don't want to take any damage.
Yeah, no, you just like start up your wings at the last second. You can just,
right.
How to Train Your Dragon this.
Just flutter the wings right when I need to. And I'm going to land next to Winnie, back to back with her. And
you would have to be. Winnie's on a very small space.
And swipe it to two baddies together.
Okay.
That is a 21 and a 24 to hit.
Yeah,
damn, that's good. Man. And I'll just
Also to check back in, what's going on a la aquatic animals?
Oh, that's right, with your dolphin. Let's see, you told your dolphin to get aquatic help. Let me pull some stuff up. That's what they did on your turn. So with your next turn, I will have some aquatic help that you can direct as needed.
So there is on the spire, Smokey and Jeffrey and Winnie and I, and we are just spinning around, cutting things. You go low, I go high, and I 19 points of damage, slashing damage. Oh no, 19 plus 16. My math just didn't work right now in my brain. Is that 27 or 37?
Wait, what?
You said 19 and 16?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, 37.
Okay, 37 points of damage.
Okay.
Just
All
swinging.
right, yeah. Guns akimbo, like a John Woo flick. You have you all four. Jeffrey can really only go low, so can Smokey. So I guess he can kind of fly. Anyway, no, you all are like a zombie movie, just flinging these things off, hitting them left and right, taking them out. You kind of stab one right in the face, and it goes flying down. But again, as one flings down, another one is taking its place with these claws reaching
As
up
a bonus
towards you.
action, I want to use my channel divinity Aura of the Infinite Seas, and you get Winnie. You get temporary hit points equal to 12. No, 10. 10 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then I am
Scarlet.
Let's try saving throws this time.
You can hear combat all around you. Like it's drowned out somewhat by the pressure of the water, and yet you can hear your friends fighting. You can hear the sound of these horrible screeching noises of something inhuman, the death throes of something you can't see. And actually, I'll get an insight check from you.
17.
Do you really think, Scott, do you really think that this would work? Of all the stupid things you've done in your life, of all the many failures you've had, you really thought you'd get away with this one? You thought that this one would work? Do you know how many servants I have? Do you know how many I have under my command? And you thought you were special? You thought that just because you failed some would-be Kraken goddess, you were something big and special. No, little girl. You were a pawn. You were nothing. You will always be nothing.
Scarlet, even with these words, you can hear doubt. There's a shaking, like not in the voice, but like around you, like the structure of where you are, this illusion that you've been placed in so many times isn't holding up. If you would like to do a wisdom saving throw, or actually, you know, I will let you pick a saving throw. It could be wisdom, it could be charisma, intelligence, constitution, if you're trying to resist like the pressure. You pick one and you tell me kind of what you're going for.
Let's do charisma.
Okay. Kind of like resisting the insults, realizing the lies. Go for it.
25.
25. Okay.
I have a plus 10 to my charisma saving, so.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Scarlet, you mentally push back against this thing. There's a rejection of the statements that it has presented as true, and you can feel this kind of shift around you, almost like it tries to make the pressure intensify, but it can't anymore. You're not this little thing. You are something much stronger than that, and you start to see the light that you're giving off change in color of sorts. Like the symbols themselves are shifting somewhat. Your skin itself is shifting. Is there anything else you want to do for your turn? Any bonus actions or anything?
No, I don't have anything to say to him yet.
Okay. With that, It is Marcus. I will do that damage as well as the ship continues to fight. Sammy has his crossbow. He is flying up in the air and is firing down. Connery has his massive sword and is trying to slice through these things. Again, Honey, double butcher's knives. Trosho has a harpoon gun. Yeah, you didn't know that. And the same with Marcus on Cross's Mercy, with the rest of his crew all fighting as well. With that, it is now the Starspawn's turn, as we are back to them. So I'm going to do some rolls here. Everybody's going to get an attack against him, except for Scarlet, who's kind of being held aloft a little bit. So that is a nat 20 on Winnie. That is a 19 to hit on Proximus, and that is a 22 to hit on Acacia. So, Winnie, you are going to take 16 points of slashing damage, 14 points of psychic damage.
I know you're really excited about those numbers, but as this thing's coming at me, I would like to flavor it as little Jeffrey coughing in its face. If not, I understand that. I would like to effectively react and cast Silvery Barbs.
Ah, yeah, go for it.
Oh.
And
the worst cantrip. to a GM.
Best.
To a GM, yeah.
It's a great cantrip. I love it as a player, but yeah, it absolutely is the. Oh, you liked that roll? Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. And
right,
I would like
re-roll then.
Proximus to be the beneficiary if it works out.
Okay, well then you're still going to take the, what did I say? 30? No, it was 16 and 14. So yes, 30 points of damage.
It still hits me?
You said you used Silvery Barbs for Proximus. Or, I'm sorry, remind me what Silvery Barbs does.
It has to
takes...
re-roll the attack roll.
And then what happens with Proximus?
He can have advantage on his next attack,
He has
ability
advantage.
check,
That's what it
or
is.
saving
Right.
throw.
I forgot
Yeah.
what the spell did. Yes, that is a miss for Winnie. That is only a 9 to hit. So, Winnie, your Silvery Barbs transfers over to Proximus. Meanwhile, Keisha, what's that? That is 11 points total. That is 4 slashing and what is math?
Is this all one attack?
All one attack.
Okay, I'm gonna use my reaction to do the take half damage, so I'll take 5.
Cool.
I think.
And
that's
then
fine, yeah.
Proximus, you are going to take 15 total, and that is 5 slashing, 10 psychic.
I'll take it.
All right. Okay. With that, Winnie, your turn again.
Okay. So I assume there's one within like
Oh yeah, I don't even need a number. Yes, they're everywhere.
cool. Son of a biscuit maker. Everything is psychic. Fine. I would like to just slap my hand against the closest one. And say, gosh, I hope this works. And cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
Spell attack. Okay. That is dirty 20.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. I am gonna glare at it while I do it. That is 14.
Okay.
And little Jeffrey's gonna do the same thing with a 29. That feels like a waste. And I'm assuming that hits. That is 15.
Yeah.
I don't like little Jeffrey doing more damage than me, but it's fine.
I learned from watching you.
That's we are going to deal with that later. And I'm going to, as my bonus action, give Proximus Bardic Inspiration, because I forgot that I cannot give it to myself. So
Okay. All right. Well, Proximus, you are thoroughly boosted for your next turn, but it is Acacia first. Unless Winnie, you had anything else?
Okay. So how many are on deck? My deck?
Um, a lot. This is kind of like a
That
again
is
swarm sort of
fair.
deal. So yeah, there's as many as can occupy a space. So we could probably say around 20.
Cool beans. I kind of wish I prepared an AoE spell, and I didn't. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go up to the next one that is engaged with another crew member, and just gonna wallop again. Cause
Yeah,
yeah, there's not much I can do here. So I have rolled an 18 plus 11.
go for it.
I'm going to roll my sneak attack damage. Please roll better for me, D&D Beyond. I will be incredibly upset. So 19 plus 6, a total of 25.
25. Nice.
And then once again off at another one that is engaging with another crew member that is not within melee range. I'm going to send off another one of those Starry Night spell attacks.
Absolutely.
That is a 15 plus 8.
Yeah.
And that is going to be a total of, I believe, 1d8 plus 3. It's only 5 points of damage, but it's a little bit of radiant damage.
That's still good. Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay, so Acacia almost dancing about the deck, fending these things off, sword and shield and spell. Proximus, Winnie, Jeffrey and Smokey all standing their ground atop a spire, and Scarlet fending for her life at the very top of this spire. With that, it is Proximus.
Are any of these undead or fiend?
They are not. These are aberrations.
Okay, gotcha. I am going to take 2 swipes again with my glaive. You said advantage? Do I get double?
You do have advantage. Yeah.
Do I get, but you, what was silvery barbs?
Silvery barbs is you get advantage on attack, ability check, or saving throw. Bardic inspiration you can use at any point for 1d6 on an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Gotcha. So that's a dirty 20 for 1 hit, and I'm rolling really good. The 24 on the second one. Whew.
Yeah, both will hit.
And tits. What's 9? 18 plus 18 is 36. 36 points of damage as I swing around. I am also going to all of us take 7 11 points 11 temporary hit points.
Everybody?
Well, Winnie
Okay.
within the 30
Got it.
feet of me.
Sorry, Winnie, Jeffrey, Smokey. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Smokey will take another bite.
Okay. Winnie, you're making a face.
Yeah, you just made a face.
It was the little Jeffrey having temporary hit points that just got me really excited.
Oh,
Sorry.
He deserves them.
Thank you. He does.
he deserves it. Yeah.
Looks at his own hands. I'm becoming
Version
more of a
10.
real boy.
So that is a 16 to hit.
That'll do it.
Okay. And 2d6 plus 3. That is 13 points of damage.
Okay.
We're just throwing damage here. Damage on
that's the
damage
name of the
on
game.
damage.
All right. Anything else for your turn?
That's it.
As you all look around, you are fending them off as best as you can, and yet you look at Red Tide Rock that is nearly covered in these things that are all swarming upwards. They've nearly gotten to that 30-foot bubble that Proximus discovered accidentally. The ships are fending them off, but still swarming. They seem to be everywhere that the sailors can't get to them fast enough. And Scarlet. you find yourself breaking the illusion around you. What would you like to do?
I understand that this is not what the spell is for, by any means.
That's okay.
But
Yeah.
I would like to use Shatter.
Yes.
Would like to cast Shatter. Is a con save of 18.
Okay. That is a fail.
And it is 68 of... I believe it's Thunder. 27
I believe
points.
so as well. 27.
Oh, also,
And-
I have 5th level spells, not 4th level. My bad.
Okay.
I miscounted.
No big deal. Yeah, no big deal. Scarlet,
I knew it was higher. I was like,
the form around you begins to shudder, almost like it is deconstituting. And your patron's voice goes more intense. Really, little girl? Really? What do you think's going to come of this, honestly? Do you think this is going to lessen your punishment in any way? Do you feel big, Scarlet? Do you feel powerful now? Answer me.
I stay silent.
Okay, this is probably going to be our last round, I'm imagining. So, let's see if we can go through this. I will have Marcus roll damage. We are going to do the Star Spawn. Star Spawn failed to hit Acacia, succeeded on hitting Winnie, and succeeded on hitting Proximus. You all are going to take, so not Acacia, but Winnie, you are going to take 24 points of damage in total. Do you need those split up for slashing or psychic?
Can I now, as a reaction, I can use shield, but I want to use it for Winnie, not for me. Can I touch her?
Yeah.
Or is it self?
I think it's a self spell.
I think it's a self spell too. Yeah, no, yes, it is a self spell. Unless you have a familiar that you can cast it through, technically. But yes, it is a self spell.
Are you gonna be real mad if I do silvery barbs again?
No, go ahead and do silvery barbs.
Use it.
That's what it's there for.
It still succeeds on hitting.
Okay, that's fine.
Proximus, did you want to use shield on yourself?
It
rolled it rolled a 14 plus 7, so a 21.
Yeah, I'll use shield then.
Okay. So then Winnie, you would take the 24 points of damage. And these things are like clawing at your feet. These many insect-like, these things never meant to be seen above the ocean floor, if they were ever meant to exist on our plane of existence at all. These circular mouths all just going for faces while these claws try to tear at your clothes and flesh. And they pull at your legs, trying to pull you downwards. They claw at your bodies, just fending with eyeless forms for anything that they can grasp, trying to grow ever upward towards their ultimate goal, this being who would see to break its pact, break these chains from their master, this unheard of thing. Back to top of the order with Winnie.
Winnie is thinking if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and is going to just shocking. We're gonna do the double shocker, little Jeffrey and I.
Please don't say that again.
15 for me,
15
and
will hit.
24 for him.
That'll do it.
We're gonna have a little talk, little Jeffrey and I.
Terrible parenting. Boy, you better at this than me. I'm sorry.
I have 9 damage, and he has. These dice are terrible. 19 damage. Son of a biscuit. And Proximus, you look fine, right? In terms of health.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good.
I would like to hold my bonus action in for now, which I guess is just gonna be a healing word. If whoever takes the worst damage between
Keisha,
Proximus and myself.
It is then your turn. Yeah, Mary, you are up.
Cool. I'm gonna follow the same sentiment as Winnie. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna keep hitting things with a very sharp, pointy object, and just absentmindedly bashing people with a shield in the face. That is not very high. That is only a 13.
1 away. Do you have any advantages or any bardic inspirations or anything?
Let me just do a quick check. I do technically have my psionic ability, but I don't remember if it counts on attacks or not. Okay, let me look here instead. When a non-psionic training fails me, you can use psionic power to help. When you fail an ability check using a skill or tool with you are proficient, that's always been iffy on me. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, I don't think attacks are ability checks. We can do one thing because I hate getting like 1 away from hitting something. There's rolling a 1 and then there's rolling 1 away. We could do disadvantage on damage, if you're cool with that.
I have sneak attack. Can we just half the damage for ease of?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's just a little easier because I don't want to do the math for 66. All right, in that case, half damage of 27 is going to be 13.
13. Okay.
And then I will fire off another thing of light that is not going to be high enough.
Okay. Yeah, it's AC 14. But Acacia, you start to notice something as it doesn't affect their AC, but it's almost like you're cutting through these things easier, like their form is gelatinizing.
Okay.
Like they are slowing down. They are weakening somewhat, whether by what you are doing or what Scarlet is doing. These things are like when you pull something up from far too deep in the ocean and like a blobfish, and it just goes boom. That's kind of what these things are doing at this point. It's not cute.
What was the sound effect again?
Bloop. Yeah, add that to your make that your ringtone. Okay, so next up, Proximus.
I am going to quicken spell using 2 sorcery points. Touch Winnie, who is behind me, on her shoulder, and cast Blur. Because
Winnie gets all fuzzy.
You need to stop getting hit.
Thank you.
Right now. Stop it. Stop. And then I'm going to take 2 swipes with my glaive. That is a 27 and a 21.
Yeah, AC 14. Yeah. I don't think Proximus has rolled beneath an 18 this entire time.
Rolling hot, baby. So I don't know why I said it like that. I sounded more like Gust Up than anyone.
Yeah, no, that's okay. This is a D&D Vegas. Yeah.
12, 18. So that is 30 damage. And Smokey's going to take a swipe at one of the folks, which that is an 8. So that is a no-go with him.
8 to hit is a no-go. Technically, you could confer your D6. If you roll a 6, it will hit. Your Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, right. 3.
Okay, so that does not hit. All right. Anything else left for your turn, Proximus?
He did good. No, it's we're good.
Scarlet. What would you like to do?
Let's do saving throw.
Give me a saving throw.
Let's do wisdom.
Go for it.
That's a natural 20, so 28. Plus I get to roll my d4 thanks to Winnie.
Mm-hmm.
So 29.
Yeah, I mean, a natural 20 is a success, regardless, right?
Regardless. Just wanted to add.
Scarlet, you, in this depressurizing deep that you have always known is not real, this being who would give you commands but never show their ungodly face, this creature who would order you about to inspire fear in others, to mark strangers and friends alike, who would threaten you, is nothing. And you feel this power within you welling up, much like the time when you let out your siren song for the first time, but it doesn't have to be that. It's the power that's always been in you, uncaged for the first time. This warmth, like a bird set free after breaking its wing and finding that time to heal. You will never be free. You belong to me. You gave yourself. You asked for my help, and I gave it. We had a deal. You made a pact.
And now it's over.
Scarlet, tell me how you shatter your pact.
Very much the opposite of how I took it. There is no desperation. There is no cry for help. This is me taking my life back after it had been repeatedly taken out over and over again. I'm done giving you everything you ask for. I'm done spreading your word and your name. I do not need your power, nor have I ever. You and Eula made me believe that I did. I do not. I am going to hunt down every one of your followers, and I am going to wish that they never knew you. And you will go on to be forgotten, like you've always needed to be. You will wither away into nothing, like you deserve to be.
Scarlet, you feel so incredible. You are yourself. And as the storm rages around you, you feel a satisfying break within you. And you know that the deal is done. Very well. If you won't be mine, you won't be anything. And Scarlet, you feel a whip around your right arm, up to your forearm, up to your elbow, begin to pull on you. And beneath you in this darkness, you see it open up like a maw, surrounded with rounds of teeth. Maybe one more saving throw.
Guys, don't let me down now. What type of saving throw?
That is up to you.
Okay. I want to go with Constitution because I feel like it feels like it fits the best for this situation. So that is a 15. Wait, plus when he's die.
I was going to ask, do you have any other pluses? Yeah.
So 18. Thank you, Winnie.
Okay. Scarlet, in a moment, the illusion breaks. And you are standing atop Red Tide Rock, but it's not totally gone. The teeth are still there. The thing holding your arm, this tentacle holding your arm, is still there. You can feel it. And with one pull that comes from like within your chest, your diaphragm, the center of your physical being, you pull away reactively. And as you do, a single bolt of lightning from this eternal storm, a storm from which you yourself were born, strikes down. And it courses through your body. And you are thrust backwards off of the rock. Hundreds and hundreds of feet down, you all would watch as Scarlet falls down into the water, along with every one of the enemies you were fighting that which seemed to just gelatinize and dissipate down into the water. And Scarlet, you hit with a dark splash, almost like hitting a wall, and everything goes dark. You awaken sometime later in the cabin of your captain's quarters on Cross's Mercy. Your friend's there with you. Marcus is sitting on the bed next to you as blankets have been thoroughly piled. Your family is there as well. There's a single lantern and the storm still rages outside. Whatever you'd like to say or do, anything.
What do you say after all of that?
Scarlet, you sit up. The room's silent, everyone watching just in awe that you are alive. And you look down and you find that you no longer have your lower right arm. It is clean, almost magically severed. Marcus puts a warm hand on your shoulder. You're okay. You're all right. You did it.
I am more than all right. I am free. For the first time in a very long time.
I knew you could do it.
Not without any of you.
And you all realize for the first time that your friend Scarlet, the warlock you have known for well over a year, sometimes longer for some of you, is forever changed. For some of us to become the people that we need to be, we must let the old version of ourselves go. Scarlet did more of that. More than that. but she will always be yours, Scarlet. Scarlet, there's something else you notice about your body as you begin to shift in the bed, should you be willing to stand up. You find that, some medical care has been paid to you, and there's warmth in your cabin as best as can be, but there's a light that you are giving off as well. And for a moment, it frightens you that you're giving off the name of your patron still, that it's forever marked you. But as you look at the words, the letters, they've shifted. They've changed. And in Elder, you can determine that the language essentially translates to a song of freedom, in the sense that elders sing to communicate. These are the lyrics, the melody of freedom. A breaking of chains, a releasing of fetters. It is the inverse of this creature's name. And as such, every one of you are now unmarked by the thing Kraken's fear. Scarlet, you are the anti-venom to the venom of your patron, and can undo all the evil that it would act on this world. And I think that's where we're going to end today.
So you're telling me I can still speak Elder?
You can still understand and speak Elder.
Yes. Yeah.
You didn't lose that. Not going to take that away from you now. It's become kind of a plot thing.
You would have had several angry players.
Right.
I did forget to mention that I did have my players level up last session, but next session you all get to find out what Scarlet chose to become instead of a warlock. I'm going to make her start at level 1 fighter.
Yes. So let's go.
And that's how I know how to play in this game. That's how Derek's kicking me off the table.
Yeah. No, we'll figure it out. I will leave
now
it
Marcus
to
is going to be protecting you.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. He's at least a level 8 or something. I don't know. No, he's still level 6. I should really level up Marcus.
Yeah, you should level up Marcus.
Yeah. He's done some stuff. He deserves a level up. I will maybe do that later. It's fine. Great. Thank you everyone for joining us for Horizon's Call. Join us next week as we discover more about what Scarlet is going to become, what she has already become, as she has broken her pact. It's one of the coolest things a warlock can do is break their own pact. And twice. Also as the rest of our party uncovers mysteries and secrets and explores more of this world, because they've only gotten one ring. There's a lot more rings out there, and I have lots of great plans for where they are.
We got a lot of work
to
do.
Thank you again to my wonderful players. I'm going to have them go around and say a little bit about themselves, where you can find more of them. Then we'll do some channel news stuff. I do want to throw out real quick before all of that. Again, if you appreciate this game, if you would like to support these players and our crew in any way, please consider tipping through pally.gg. Pally is a wonderful tool that we have found that allows you to impact this game and also distributes whatever you are kind enough to tip between all these players. Excuse me. So if you give $5, you can give an advantage, and also that $5 gets spread between all of us based on shared. It's a great tool. Also, we have less than 10. So we have less than 4 hours for you still to apply to 6 different games, 3 different forms. So definitely check those out on all of our socials, and I'll get to more of that stuff here at the end. Until then, Mare, why don't you go ahead and start us out, please?
Hi, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Tumblr at Archmage of Dice. I am not doing a lot of things right now on the TTRPG sphere, just finding me here every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, playing your amazing Centaur Rogue Druid Acacia, and on the Thursday, October 26th, one of those one-shots Derek was just talking about, you can maybe potentially play with me in a game of Sunken, where it is nautical horror, and it is guaranteed your player is going to die. Let's have a scary, good, but safe time. Also, if you're going to Big Bad Con at the end of the month, I don't know, at me on Twitter, and we can say hi to each other.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mayor. Next up, Eva.
Hi, hello. I am Eva Serrate. You can find me currently still on Twitter at the Eva Serrate, or a few other places at just Eva Serrate. I will also be running one of these upcoming October games, but I will be running Drama Llamas, reality TV llamas. Not really spooky, but it'll be fun. And you'll see me here tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time for Brindlewood Bay. And I think that's about it. Every Saturday has Winnie. But that's about it for me.
Fantastic. Thank you, dear. Mikyl.
Hi, fam. I'm Mikyl. You can find me everywhere at Mikyl Sandoval, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr. I'm posting all of my art right here on the Sword and Key Discord channel. So please check us out on there, because that's where all of my art goes first and foremost. I love being here, and you can find me on Saturdays right here playing Proximus, because that's where I like to be.
Yes, a special thank you as always to Mikyl for the artwork that he does for this game, for some upcoming games. Mikyl is an absolute treasure, and we all just love to keep him in our little personal treasure chests. That's a weird metaphor.
I love you for that.
Yeah, Kaila, save me from myself.
Never. Hi, hello. I am Kaila. I have been your siren, not so much a warlock, Scarlet Shores. You should apply for games, because this one, I am running a game of actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf on Friday the 13th. It seemed appropriate. I have run this game once before. There was Mothman Jr. There was a mummy, a sentient mummy. Bring your ideas to my table. I will probably let it happen. And you might become a snack. Who knows? You just gotta run fast enough or trip someone.
Or snack.
That is up to you.
Everybody on our channel's hot. That's just the rule.
That's just the rule. If you're on this channel. You can find me on socials and whatnot at KMC, spelled out. If you cannot find me there, you can just add an underscore and I will pop up on literally all the socials.
Fantastic. I suppose that leaves me. Hi, everybody. I'm Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I have been your guiding compass. It says so in my bracelet that Kaila gave me. I'm always just so absolutely thrilled to play with these folks and tell this story with them, because they're all so creative and wonderful and have such cool story ideas that just make me imagine stuff all week. And yeah, it's fantastic. If you want to find more of me, I have all the socials. I got Instagram, I got Twitter, I got Blue Sky. You can find them all beacons.ai/Derek Sword. Most places I'm DSword16. So you look me up there. I have a podcast. It is a Sword and Key podcast. It is a podcast called Monster Crush. It's fun. With my friend Heavenly and I, we talk about monsters and cryptids and all different types of like spooky things and how smoochable they are and how much we want to touch their butts and stuff. It's bi-weekly, trans-dimensional, Pandora's box of monster love. Check it out wherever podcasts are found. We have new episodes every other week, hence the bi-weekly part. It's with the next episode coming out, if my calendar wants to load. The last episode just came out on the 3rd, so the next episode will release on the 17th of September. Let's see. Other channel stuff. You can follow all of Sword and Key. Again, same socials, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Sword_and_Key. We had to have the underscores because somebody else took Sword and Key. But you can follow us there. You can also see all of our stuff, all of literally everything. Beacons.ai/Sword and Key, no underscores on that one. If you go there, you can apply to our games. You can watch our Twitch. You can check out our YouTube with all of our older games that are uploaded. Excuse me. You can also find all of the pallies that we have that are active for any game, or any of the charities that we are currently benefiting. You can find all the links for everything there, and you can join our Discord. If you join our Discord, you get up to the minute updates on everything. You get first access to all of our applications. You also get to chat about lots of cool stuff with lots of cool people. It's a great place. Check out our Discord. For upcoming Sword and Key stuff, we of course have Horizon's Call coming back next week at 3 p.m. As far as I am aware, it is my birthday, so unless I hear otherwise, I will let you know as soon as I know. But also, hey, for my birthday, go support my coffee, whatever it is, or my throne, or just support these folks. Go to our pally. God's sakes. Like Eva said, we do have Brindlewood Bay back tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. That will be here on the channel. We have, let's see, Monster Crush coming up on the 17th. Brindlewood Bay should be back on the 24th as well, since that is a bi-weekly game. And then in October, that's when our Sword and Spooky month starts all up. So on October 1st, that's the Sunday the 1st, I am running a game of Lycantropes. That is a one-shot at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Horizon's Call is ongoing. We have a one-shot between Kaila and I of Mara, which is a game about a sleeper and their nightmare, and that will be 6 p.m. on October 8th. We also have the Humblewood, The Unwelcome Winter, starting on October 8th. That is 10 a.m. Pacific time, and that will run every Sunday for 12 weeks. We also have, like Kaila said, Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time on Friday the 13th. Kaila got that date early. We have Drama Llamas at 10 a.m. Pacific time on the Friday the 20th. We have A Night of Fright, that's Scooby-Doo D&D that I am running. That is the Sunday the 22nd at probably 3 p.m. I don't know why I didn't add that yet. Let's say 3 p.m. unless, we hear otherwise. Sunken, 4 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday the 26th that Mare is running. Again, Eva is running Drama Llamas. And then that'll pretty much that'll round out our Sword and Spooky. We are raising money for Oceania throughout the month for all of the one-shots. So if you would like to support this very spooky ocean, which feels fitting for what we do here at Horizon's Call, please consider donating there. We will have a campaign going throughout the entire month. And, more stuff's coming. So, like I said, Horizon's Calls every week for the foreseeable future, unless we need to call out, in which case we'll let you know. And Monster Crush every other weekend. Brindlewood Bay should be wrapping up relatively soon, so check that out as well. That's been a great game, so definitely check that out. You can always catch up on our YouTube. I think that's it for this week. So take care of yourselves, everybody. This was an intense session, and have some aftercare. It's important. We are going to go decompress ourselves. But yeah, until next time, folks, until next week, take care of yourselves. Fair winds, following seas, brave mariners. Be good. You're muted.
You're muted.
God dang it. We're gonna go raid these fine folks. Be nice and chat. Send our love.
Girls run these worlds. We're going to raid.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
We're at the ending. I timed this so well. I actually did time this